Jesus Christ. God. Bloody hell. Bloody hell, that is a solid bass. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I do not believe that. I do not believe that. This is the first recording of the evening. I've not even had the camera on. That is a beast of a bass. Let's get it measured. That is a tank. That went off like a train and literally zigzagged its whole way in. Unbelievable. That's a big bass. All right, all right. Ah, there we go. Is it out? It's out. 0. Come on, stay still. Check that out. 68 centimetre. Unbelievable. That is a beautiful bass. An absolutely beautiful fish. So, first bit of recording I've done. Tiny subtle bite, and then all of a sudden slack line. My rod zoomed off to the right, reeled into it. As I was reeling into it, the fish zooms off to the left, to the right again, to the left. Zigzagged the whole way in. Just fought right till the shingle hit. Check this beast out. I don't even think I'll get that in the shot. 68 centimetres of pure filth. That is a beautiful fish. A beautiful fish. That's unreal. Unreal. Now, I've not even done an intro, I've not done anything. First bit of recording I did was reeling into that fish. Now I'm going to get some more bait on while I can. All I'm using is fresh lugworm I dug yesterday. I'm putting about 5 or 6 on the hook, running ledger rigs, 5 ounce weight, or pennel setup. But that was crazy. That's the hardest fighting bass I've ever had on bait. There we go. That's all the bait is. Just small baits. Plenty of scent though. The swell's just decided to go nuts. Oh, I'm still in shock about that fish. Now, you would not believe we're right on high tide and that swell is absolutely gnarly. It is mental. It started coming right up to my tripod, so I've just had to move back a bit. I'm just going to fish the one rod for now because I've got no tip lights or anything like that. I don't do tip lights, they're a nightmare. And yeah, if there's going to be any more bass in here, I just want to focus on one rod. Save the bait. So I'm just baiting up now with some lugworm. As I said, I'm going to chuck this back out. You can probably hear the swell behind me. It's mental. It's breaking onto the shore at a good 4-5 foot. We got a fish? Yeah, I'm sure we got a fish. Oh, it's a tiny one. Bloody hell. Well, I don't know if that was the same fish that hit me originally, but tiny little schoolie bass there. That bait's been in the water 50 seconds. Mental. Well, these ones are harder to handle than any other size. They're so feisty. There's no need to be filming this tiny little bass. Chuck him back for another day. I know I've only had 2 fish, but I'm getting hits left, right and centre. I've just had the 1 rod in, however I'm going to bait up the other one now, and we'll get 2 rods out. The swell's nuts though, it's absolutely nuts. Now I know all of this footage is going to look crap, but honestly I do not have time to set a tripod up. The only light I've got with me is super bright and I don't want to put it on. I'm right next to the water. I'm not joking when I say these baits are going in the water and getting attacked immediately, and I mean immediately. I've just set this rod in the rest and just had a bite. There's a lot of bass out there. Bloody crazy. I missed that, whatever it was. Bait's gone. Bugger. That wasn't a hefty bite, but it's just kind of like quick tap 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 tap. Felt a little bit of resistance when I pulled into it, but wasn't connected properly at all. So I finally managed to set up the light, get the camera up. Now it's just been chaos with the tide. I don't know if you can hear the swell, but it's breaking onto the shore at 1.5 meters. Now my shorter rod I'm using, the line's bouncing about in the waves a little bit, but the longer rod seems to be fine. Anyway, got 2 rods out fishing again. Not had any bites in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to keep this light shining onto the rods. Just want to keep the light off the water's edge. But yeah, couldn't believe that first fish. Unbelievable. It really did fight so well. Now I'll probably come back and talk about the rigs. They're just standard running ledger rigs, same rigs I use for all my bass fishing with bait and gillhead fishing. Nothing complicated whatsoever, minimal tackle. But I'll come back to you in a little bit's time, and yeah, hopefully we'll have more fish to show you. One thing I can say is this swell makes an absolute mockery out of a 5-ounce lead. There's no way you can fish anything without grip leads on here. Tried it before, 5 ounces, bang, gone, takes it, or it just throws it straight back at you. Come on, one more fish. So, you're not going to believe this. Just started packing my stuff away, packed 1 rod away. Left 1 rod out, starts going bang, bang, bang. Lift into it, fair bit of weight there. Get it to the shore, it's a little whip, no bigger than 12 inches long. I thought, why has that felt so heavy? I snapped off earlier and I had a bite and snapped off because the lead got caught in the snag. I've just reeled it in and there's a bass on the end of it. So here's that little whip. Now, unfortunately, he's good and proper done for, so he ain't gonna make it. This is the rig obviously I caught it on. Then you got all this tackle here, so I just hand lined it in. Look how much of it there is. This is all the line I lost before. There's my lead weight, and there's a 2 pound bass, still alive and kicking. So let's get him back. There we are, third bass of the night. Little 2 pounder there. He has actually swallowed that quite deep, but he doesn't seem to be bleeding much. He's bleeding a little, so see if I can revive him, get him back. Well, here's all the line I've managed to retrieve. This is the line that I got snagged up in earlier. Now, whenever you can retrieve that, always take it. Take that off the beach. That is no good for any fish or any birds, anything like that. Always take it with you. I've had to cut my rig off, and I'll sort that out in a second. Now I'm packing up. Got both the rods here packed up, but yeah, I really don't know what to say. This has been one of the weirdest sessions I've ever had. Absolutely mental. Now, when I got here, I had a bait in the water. I think it was 5 or 10 minutes. Bang, had that first bass. Absolutely beautiful fish. A few more hits after that, but I think they were just some small schoolie bass that just come in and just bang, hit your bait once. Then I caught that very small one, probably only 12-14 inches long. I've had a few hits since then, but they just keep robbing the baits. I've had a nightmare with the swell. I've had one snag, which obviously I lost loads of line in the gear before. Fortunately got that back. Now, when I had that little whip just now, as I'm packing up, what are the odds of that happening? Of getting the reason why it felt so heavy, I could have sworn I was into another bass because it was pulling as well. The reason it felt so heavy is because I had snagged my other line. Now, what are the odds of hand lining that in and still feeling weight on it, kicking weight? Whether that fish hit me when I had that bait in the water and then it snagged up, I can't really remember what the cast was like. I thought I was just snagged. I don't recall having a bite. So whether that's been left, it was the lead weight that's been snagged on something, a rock, seaweed or something in the water, but the hook has still been exposed with the bait on it. So as I've snapped it off, a little time afterwards, a fish has come along and had a go at it. But yeah, absolutely unreal. Now I'm starting to pack up. I need to sort all my gear out. Once I'm packed up, yeah, I'll try and catch my breath, and I'll get back to you. Well, that was weird. A very odd session. Very odd session. What happened at the end there, I really can't believe. Now, the chances of it happening are pretty slim. You know, we've all lost gear before, and then you've wound in another line later on in the session, caught your snag and managed to retrieve whatever you get. We've had that happen before. I've never personally had it happen where there was a fish on the end of the rig I lost in the first place. Very odd. Unfortunately, that bass at the end took the pennel hook really deep, so it was bleeding quite a bit. I had it in the shallows. I couldn't get too far into the water because of the swell. The swell was still pretty big. But yeah, it didn't look like it's going to make it. It's over the size limit anyway, so I'll be taking that one home. Now, I'm absolutely stoked to get that 68 centimeter. 68 centimeters is the best bass I've had in quite a while. So yeah, really happy about that. Put up an excellent fight all the way to the shore. Put up a brilliant fight, and to say you're using fairly heavy gear as well. If you were to hook that on a lure rod, you certainly know about it, especially in that swell. But yeah, I don't even know if this will make it out as a video or not. I was hardly filming bits and pieces. It's too awkward in the dark when you got lots of things going on. Sometimes when it's nice and settled and you can set a tripod up and you got a little light, it's all fine. But tonight was not like that whatsoever. So if the footage comes out well, great. If it doesn't, I apologise. But yeah, if this video does make it out, then thank you very much for watching it. It's been a very weird session, but that's fishing for you. You can never tell what's going to happen. So that's why we do it. That's why we love it. But thanks for checking this video out. And if you want any more info on the rigs I was using, they're in the other beach fishing videos I've done for bass. I always use the same rigs, very simple run and ledger rigs. So yeah, go check those out if you'd like to see what's in those videos. Anyway, that's all for me tonight. I'm gonna get home and think about this session. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.